Hey guys, it's Jasmine, your brow expert. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's another day of a client I've been shaping eyebrows for a while. She's got beautiful shape actually. It's really thin though. So how do I make a thin brow be fuller? I've been shaping eyebrows for 20 plus years at the Anastasia Beverly Hills Salon. If you're ever in the neighborhood, please come by, say hello, and get your brows done. Some of you have come by and gotten your brows done. Trust me with your eyebrows, gotten some tips. Stick with me, you guys. Throughout this video, you're going to see how thin brows can look thicker, but still look more balanced, right? It doesn't always have to be full or thick just because it's the in thing. You want it to be full for your face, as full as possible, just to kind of give it more of a youthful look. I believe thicker brows or fuller brows are more youthful, but there is a balance to that as well. You just don't want really full brows, especially if you don't have much space on the eyelid. So this client, I've been shaping eyebrows for quite some time, and I always trim her eyebrows. Makes a big difference. You'll see why. And I just wax around the eyebrows just to kind of get rid of the fuss. It just gives it a nice defined look on her eyebrows. So I hope you can relate with this eyebrow. If you don't, I know you know that someone that can use this tip. So definitely pass along. And like I said, please subscribe. It just helps me out a lot. You guys sticking through the whole video helps me out, and definitely the comments helps me out and making better videos. So thank you. Keep them coming. So without further ado, let's look at this thin eyebrow. Thin brows to be fuller brows in minutes. I'll show you how I'm going to do that. I typically use myself as a model, and I always will. So that way you guys can see how I'm holding the products. Now, I always say when you have thin eyebrows, work with what you have. It's all about just tweaking just a little here and there to make it look more believable. But I like the flow of her eyebrows, like I said earlier. It's got a nice curve flow, but we're just going to make it thicker and nice and curved. Okay, so how am I going to do that? Well, I typically use a powder for myself, because on her, I'm going to be using a pencil, a Brow Wiz. All of the products I will list at the top corner of the video, and it's all by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and you can get that on the website. And make your notes, know what you want to purchase so you can get those. Okay, so like I said here, I'm going to be using the Brow Wiz pencil. And typically, again, I use the powder on myself. But you know what? I'm going to attempt to use the pencil. So you want to stay up at the top of the eyebrow to get that fuller look. Like I said earlier, there will be a little surprise, but not so much a surprise now. So hopefully you guys will stick with me in getting that tip as well. But if you stay at the top of the eyebrow, this is where it gets more believable. This is where it looks like you filled in your eyebrows, but you didn't go so crazy and full. And, so her brows are a beautiful, I think it's like a medium brown. I'm using the medium brow Wiz. On myself, I'm using, I think it's the ebony. So again, look, I'm just going right above her eyebrows. So if you have brows very similar to this, it's so simple to make it fuller. Why? Because look what I'm doing right now. I'm just following the curve of her brows, but just going a shy up above the natural line. Now, by staying up there, you may not notice this. You can't notice it right here, but she actually has a strong brow bone, and her eyes going a little deeper. So if you have a strong brow bone, three-dimensional that is, if you stay up more above the eyebrow hair that is, you get more of a lift and opens up your eyes a little bit more. So that's another really important tip that I want you guys to remember. For anyone that has deep set eyes, that's the best thing you can do. So notice I went on the top, and I'm just going a tiny bit up in the front. This is very important because her brow should come in a little bit closer in. Pinch of the nose straight up and down is where the brow should come in. It doesn't, so I just went a tiny bit outside. I'm going to do myself staying up here. Now, again, I'm attempting to do this with the pencil. So my hairline's here. I'm going above the hairline, just right above. And I'm following my eyebrows. Now here, see my hair is down over here. Oh, there is a little bit, trust me. I don't want to drag the ends this way because it's just going to squish and drag the tail down. I'm going to go outwards, outside. So it just gives more of a lift there. Okay, so I'm filling the eyebrows. Now this is where it gets really easy. When you make that upper outline, you're just filling inside the eyebrows, as you can see right there. And up in the front, I'm just going to go real quickly because I showed you right here. this is what I showed you earlier on hers. Now my color is going to come off different too because I put concealer on that tattoo, so don't judge me on the color, but judge her on the color. So notice that fill-in, right? It's all up at the top. Like I just filled right at the top here, you guys. Once I made that outline, I just really pressed the pencil up at the top area and out. So this again, this color's gonna be really dark on me. Did you guys notice how I'm holding the pencil? I'm not holding it like this. I'm laying it down. Make sure the spoolie brush is laying down this way. Then you know you're doing the right thing, because you're always keeping the pencil nice and sharp and you're not putting that much pressure, because you know we all do that, right? And then it ends up being so dark. As you are up in the front, you want to apply less pressure. As you get to the middle, to the end, a little heavier pressure. So you guys can see how it's really come to life right here, right? I'm using the Matte Shell Dual Highlighter. It has a lace shimmer and matte side. I'm actually using the shimmer side because I just want it to be nice and dewy right underneath. And if it gets a little messy, you guys, you can really correct that with a highlighter. You might see a little shadow here because it's an old tattoo like I explained. So again, it's really about you seeing how I'm holding the brushes. Now look at that. I'm just smoothing it out with this brush 18. You guys will probably always see me using this brush because I call this like the magic eraser. Here's the surprise. Not a surprise. The Brow Freeze, it's great for, like I've written right here, for very thin, feathery, light hair. It's not good for curly, thick hair because although this pastes your hair up and against your skin, it won't stay there that long unless you have just fine eyebrow hair to medium to fine. If you have really thick, coarse hair, it's just not going to work as easy. So try it out though. You never know. Make sure the hair is properly trimmed though. But the Brow Freeze is like a clear brow gel, but it has much more of a pastier consistency. And it really sticks the hair straight up. And you're able to move it around and paste it down, and it just keeps it that way until you wash it off, really. So Brow Freeze is something that I think everyone should try, because when your hair is sticking up, which, by the way, you'll see in just a second what I mean by that, it really creates a fuller look without looking too artificial, because you're using your own hair. So look at that. I've just used a tiny bit. Like, I mean, it's like less than a pea size. You really don't need much at all, you guys. I mean, I probably needed even less than what I'm showing you right now. Here on the screen, I don't know why it's upside down, but you guys get the idea. It's just a tiny, tiny bit. I like to sometimes use my hand and just kind of spread the product out. You know, you can use the back of that cap, whatever you like. I'm using the Anastasia spatula actually for the freeze. You don't have to use this. You can use a spoolie brush really, or your finger. But notice how I'm using the spoolie brush and I'm pressing against with the finger. Did you guys see that? Look at the hair is sticking up. And I'm going to try to attempt. I do have some hair here, I think. Look at how much fuller it is. See, I have hair. Oh my God, see? Do you see how my hair is sticking up? And you can also do this, paste it on against your finger, or you can use that spatula and just press, comb, and then press. So you're pressing and you're combing. And like I said, I do have hair and it's sticking up right over here. See that hair? I told you I had hair. Not too bad. Okay, so this is what really adds to the fullness, because it just looks natural. I mean, it is. It's her own hair. And so I move it around a little bit with the spoolie brush and you're going to find that you're going to need to probably reapply a little bit here. Once the hair sticks up, it really separates part off the skin, right? So then you really start seeing a little bit of gaps here and there. So at that point, you can just kind of go back with your pencil and fill in those little gaps. And I always like to just go back and forth and just move the hairs around and go, okay, well, I like this laying down here, but I'm moving the hair here, moving it here. It really does. It's forgiving. It gives you some time to move around and take the hairs in where you want. I don't like the hairs going straight up and down for myself, even on the client. So I always try to go up, but then slightly on an angle. So that way, again, it's just, I don't know, I think it looks just more natural. Okay, so look at the before and after. Huge difference. I want you to remember one thing. Well, a few things. Remember that I put the color only above that eyebrow line, above the hair. I didn't put color down below. And I use the brow freeze to stick the hair up, paste it down, and she's going to have this look until she washes it off. So this is a really good natural look to carry off. It's also nice to maybe dress it up if you'd like. And how you would do that is just add more color towards the end of the eyebrows to make it a little bit darker, kind of an ombre look. But this is a nice difference. But it has a nice curve to it. It's not so straight and angular. The arch isn't too high, crazy. There's so much balance to this. I love this before and after. I hope you guys do too. And try it out. Try out the brow freeze, definitely. You can use a powder and pencil, really. So see which one works the best for you to get the color on there. And then to the freeze, you definitely have to do it towards the end, but you could also do it in between the colors just to kind of, I don't know, get it just the way you want it to. So it is forgiving and allowing the hair to move around here and there. So I hope you guys liked this one. Please let me know. Let me know if you liked it. Give me a comment to tell me that you learned something today. Definitely subscribe and tell a friend. Share this with someone that you know has thin eyebrows that can use their brows to be a little fuller. They've been trying to get it fuller and it always ends up looking too dark and just unnatural. Show them this tip, and I thank you for your patience, sticking with me, and I will see you guys right back here. Thank you.